Hello guys, my name is Stu the Fig, and I decided to make a tier list based off my favorite characters from the Persona franchise, from Persona 3 to Persona 5. So you know now, there's going to be a ton of spoilers ahead, so click on this video if you wish. The reason I want to make this tier list is because I just finished Persona 3 and I just want to share my thoughts with the world. I know a lot of y'all are not going to agree with me, but please remember, this is my tier list. Anyway, I guess we should get started. Okay, the bottom row here, I know they're Persona 3 characters. I just don't know where to find them. I know Theodore and the last girl that looks like Yukiko is the Chariot in P3P. But the others I did not meet. I know this one's the math teacher that's really bad at math, but that's about it. Okay, might as well start. Okay, so first on the list at D tier is Hanako and Kashiwagi. They're such a pair. Oh my god. The fashion show at the after you get Naoto in Persona 4 ruined my perception of them I hated them the whole time. Kashiwagi is my least favorite teacher that I know of from any game, from real life. I just hate her. I hate her personality. Hanako, like, come on, like, what is there to like? Next up, we have the Fox. Fox is not very useful. Well, he is useful. His socialing was not good. It was alright, but it wasn't good. It's very forgettable. The only reason it was there is to make sure to do tasks similar to Mementos and as well as Elizabeth's request. But the payouts weren't good. It was okay, I guess. You can meet your party members as well as the Fox in Shadow World, but it wasn't the best. That's why he's going so down. Next up is Shido's Lackey. He's very forgettable. Extremely forgettable. I remember I saw him like 3 times. Next one up is the SIU director. He is the first member to get killed by the mental shutdowns. Well, that we see. Wait, no, he wasn't. He was my favorite that got killed, but no, he was not the first one. I'm sorry. But I remember he's just being cocky. He's like, oh yes, we're gonna kill the Phantom Thieves. Yes. I was like, okay, I do not care about you. Morgana, I feel like that's self-explanatory. Very annoying, worst side character. I'm sure there's not much to go off there. Next up is Mitsuku Hiragi. She's definitely there. Yep. Okay. Next up is Igor from Persona 5. My first game was Persona 4, so switching to 5, it did not feel right because of the voice. And then like the big twist at the end of Persona 5 was him being the villain. I'm like, wow. That's not really good in my opinion. I just did not like his inclusion. I wish it was just the main Igor from the past 4 games. That's why he's going so low. Next up is Mayumi Yamano. Basically just set up for Namatame. She is Namatame first married married Mitsuku Hiragi, and she cheated with Mrs. Yamano. So I feel like she's the first murder in Persona 4, but she basically starts with the story, but it's not very good in my opinion. But she's alright. Very forgettable. Next one up is Caroline from Persona 5. She's very mean, and I do not like her. She has one good moment, and that's when she kicks you into the velvet room, but that's about it. Ai Ebihara. Wow, what a bitch. I hate her. Very annoying. Ugh. God, Ayabihara. She likes, what's his name? Where is he? Kuichijo, and that's about her only plot point. She's very sad because Kuichijo likes Chihaya, and that was the whole problem. That was it. Very annoying and very rude. I do not like her. Next one up, to top off the tier, has to be Izanami. Izanami ties up the story, but damn, it could have been so much better. It could have been so much better. You first meet them through what's it called, Mole. It's basically they shake hands with you, the protagonist, Adachi, and Namatame. So that's the whole reason you got to go to the Shadow World. They are the reason the fog exists, but I feel like it's too big of a jump. Like, it feels like it jumps from all sides of the story. I did not like the final boss. It was definitely not next level, but the final boss was alright. It was okay. Has a very tranquil end, but that's about it. But I guess I should probably move these around real quick. And where does she go? So I put her up here. Okay. I'll put these because I do not like them, but they go in the same tier, so I thought it would be funny. Okay, Yumi. Honestly, very forgettable. She's the drama club. She just cries a lot. I'm just like sitting there. I did not like her inclusion. I like how Persona 4 had some of the best characters, but some of the worst confidant, or I'm sorry, social link. I'm still on that Persona 5 mindset right now. Due to Igor. But yeah, Yumi, her only plot is that her mom's dying, and she's very stressed about it. But in the end, she's okay, which is alright. So, but very forgettable in my opinion. Saki Senpai. Oh no, second murder. She's gone like the first hour of the game. I'm like, wow. She was basically only there for Yosuke. Just be like an important plot point to the story. But could have been better. Could have been way better. That's just me though. But I feel like he was alright. Or she was alright. But very forgettable because she dies the first 70% of the game. Or 1/70th of the game. She's just gone. But yeah, that's about it. It's very forgettable. She's the main reason Yosuke's there, but only purpose. Mishima, very God, Mishima. Look, he's alright. He's the main reason you still go to Mementos. But God, he is such a nerd. Oh my God, he made the Phantom Thieves website. I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know how he hasn't gotten hacked. I feel like. God, he looks so punchable as well. He's very delicate, I guess is the word. The French kid from Persona 3. God, he just says, 1 second actually. It's kind of loud. There we go, okay. But yeah, the French kid, very annoying. Very annoying. He spoke with a very, the way he spoke was very stereotypically French, was like, this is, like, I'm just like, God, I do not want to talk to you. I just don't. I'm sure he's a funny guy, but damn, very annoying. Very foreign exchangey. Next up, we got Kazushi. sports club member who broke his or has a very bum knee, similar to Ryuji, but done way less better. The reason he's so low is because he always called me. So you know, like how at the end of nights you get a call from like someone's like, hey, let's meet up. It was always him, every single time. I was like, I do not want to talk to you. That's the only reason he's down here. I'm just like, he's very interruptive. His story is not really cool. He's like, oh, I skipped sports club because this and this. I'm like, I could have been better. Anyway, you go back here. Next one up is Shu Nakajima. That's his name, right? Give me 1 second. Yep, that kid. He's the tutor kid that you tutor and teach him. So basically, he's very forgotten. The reason he needs to tutor is because he doesn't do well in school, because he feels he is too smart and that his friends are too dumb. He's basically the average Redditor, so that's why he's so low. I feel like the reason he's very forgotten because his character is so underliked. He just has such a low self-esteem. That's why he's so low. Next up we have Sayoko. She's a nurse alcoholic that tries to hit on you a lot. And you being underage is very freaky. The main reason she's down here is because she drinks. I do not like that, personally. Next up is Daisuke. Okay, the reason she's so high compared to Yumi is because I was a band kid, so I'm like, damn, it feels nice to learn and like progress over time. Like, yep, not fair enough. You're a nice kid. She looks very young though. That's my only problem with her. Next up, we have. Actually, I switched a few around. Oh no, I missed a lot. Okay, give you 1 second. Did I? No, don't tell me. What's his name? Tower P3. Mutatsu from Persona 3. He's a smoker. He goes to club escapade. He treats you like a student. He's a monk. So basically, each time he goes off work, he goes to the club escapade and does copious amount of drugs and drinks a lot. The reason he's higher than the nurse is because he learns over time. It's like, hey, you know what? You're not that bad. He makes me feel like, I don't know, like an understudy. Makes me feel appreciative of him letting me in because he's such a big figure. Next up is Daisuke, I believe. Oh, there he is. Oh wait, I fucked up. Okay, so I called her Daisuke. Oh no, yeah, her name's Ayanna. Let's forget that. Let's forget that. Okay, yeah. Ayanna, Mutatsu, Daisuke. Daisuke, he's a very love-struck child. He's the soccer team. Whenever you choose a team, you're gonna meet both. Where is he? Sorry. God. Kuichijo and Daisuke. So when you go both clubs, so basically if you join basketball, it's gonna be Ku. You go soccer, it's gonna be Daisuke. God, I feel bad about that now. That's fine though. It's fine. Daisuke. Never my wrist long. Okay, Daisuke is love struck. That's basically his only arc. He's such a big guy, very strong, but he has a very fragile heart, so he doesn't want to get that. I'm just like, I wasn't very interested. Next up is Joker. Overhyped as hell, in my opinion. Very overhyped. I liked his inclusion of Smash, but he's very bland when it comes to a character. That's just my opinion, though. I said that a lot, haven't I? Okay, next up is Kabayakawa. He's just a principal. He's the first. He's the first person we see. Well, the effects of the mind. What's it called? Mental shutdown. Mental shutdowns, yes. Okay. So, he's the first person we see the effects of the mental shutdown to. He's alright. He's just a principal. He's doing his job. There's not much. He just kind of dies and looks like a heart attack. I thought it was kind of funny. It was like, wow, he died. That's crazy. And this one, he went to Hawaii, I believe? At least that's what I remember. He died when you're coming back from Hawaii. Next up is Josie. I have a theory about Josie. He's very annoying because he's like, oh, here's the reason to go to Mementos, even though I'd never want to go to Mementos. He's really only good for XP and gold down there, so that's why the game is so easy. Very annoying. It's annoying how easy the game is when it comes to him. But my theory about him is that he said he was led by someone. Okay, so basically in every Persona game, Philemon is referenced somewhere. You're gonna see Philemon. He's gonna be the butterfly. You meet him through the butterfly in Persona 4. He was I think guided by Pharaohs in Persona 3, I believe, or similar. Okay, so Josie and I guess Pharaohs are similar because they let them join the Velvet Room. So that's what I like. But I believe in the first half, so in base P5, the butterfly you see is actually Lavenza. But in Persona 5, past that, I think Josie is led by Philemon, and that's the reason he's included in the story. But yeah, he's okay. He makes Mementos a little bit more more purpose to go to Mementos, besides doing other stuff. But does like his juice though. Next up is Ikari's dad. It's very emotional because that's the whole reason Yukari's in there to begin with. Is music playing in here, by the way? Yeah, you can barely hear it though. But yeah, Yukari's dad. Somewhat okay. I feel like his plot was 50-50. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't okay. But yeah, the only reason he's there is for Ikari to join the SES to avenge her father. It was said by Akutsuki that the mission is to what's it called? Is to defeat the shadows in the underworld, in the Dark Hour. I mean, in Tartarus, so that they can break the seal that her father died to. But in reality, you weren't supposed to kill those, and you're supposed to leave them alone. But she was misled. But yeah, that's the only plot point for Ikari. Next was Kuichijo. That's about it. I already told you. He's the reason he's so high is because I feel bad for him because he's an orphan. But yeah, that's the main reason. I think he's alright as a character. It's just my favorite of the Strength Archon in Persona 4. PQ music. Haven't heard that in a while. Next up is Edagawa. The reason he's so low is because he talks so long. But the reason he's so high is because he gives you courage if you're sick. So I think it's alright. I think it's an even trade. Yuko, I think she's nice. She's part of the Chariot, I believe. She's the Chariot in that game. Is she? No, who's it what? What's her name? I forgot already. Kazushi. Kazushi is Chariot, and she's the Strength, I believe? I'm not sure. But she's nice. She's the reason you meet the tower guy. Where's he again? Two below. Mutatsu. I thought she was alright. Very bland. Next up, we have the trilogy of bad characters, in my opinion. So we have Yuko. No, wait, no, I read that wrong. Okay. So we got Mika. I'm sorry. Mika, Shio, and Anne. I believe these... they're very bland. So let's start with Mika. She's only there to be the guide, or she's the major reason why Anne's into to photography. She's like her idol, and she gets to meet her, and she was alright. Very forgettable. Next one's Shio. She jumps off the building because of Kamoshida, and that's basically the drive for Anne to join. Anne herself, I feel like she's the weakest in personality. She's only her own personality is photography and Shio, and that's about all she has. That's why I don't really like her. That's just me. I said that a lot. Okay, next up is... I can't reset now because I'm too far in. Okay, next one up is Kurosawa. I learned Chihaya because she gives you a funny... what's it called? She's very funny. Because if you go at night, she becomes a reason to sell your gems for better items. But she also looks hot. I'm just kidding. But yeah, she's she's probably one of my favorite, what's it called? Probably one of my favorite shopkeepers. I switched them. I switched them, didn't I? It's not Kurosawa. It is actually Shiroku. I forgot to switch these. Okay. There you go. That's where it's supposed to go. I changed them on the list, but not on the... I changed them on my script, but not on the list. Okay. I'm sorry. Her name is... I'm sorry. We're going to get to it later. Okay, so basically... Yeah, Kurosawa is definitely my least favorite shopkeep from the 3 games I've played. He's kind of there. He's like, I know something bad's happening. I'm going to give you weapons. And that's about it. That's about his only purpose. Can't go at night, so it's kind of not really good. Next up is... Does he have a social link, actually? I'm not sure. I never got that far, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Next is Asano. She's the Death Arcana. I think she has a nice story. That's why it's very okay. Yeah, okay story. It's a very gloomy mood on a very happy game. Next up is Oya. Surprisingly took me, I actually liked her a little bit better. She's an alcoholic, but she reaches out to the truth. She wants to be the reason to fight, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. She gives you a nice ability, and by nice ability I mean it's okay. It's and mementos, it's alright for battle. Very forgettable though, that's my only problem with her. Oya's alright. Very alright. Very okay. But I liked her better than what I was expecting. Next up is, I misspelled that for a second. Mitsuru. I wonder why I put Mitsuko. Mitsuru is a alright character. Reason I don't like her is because she's very elegant. She's very pompous. I'm like, she treats herself highly in comparison to others, I guess. But it's alright. She's very okay. Back to where you belong, where you speak French, unironically. Where did I put this? I forgot to put her name. Kichi. Persona 3. What's her wife's name? Mitsuku. That's what I put. Okay. I forgot to put Mitsuru on this list then. Okay. Mitsuku. Yes. Mitsuku is the wife of Bunkichi, which I like highly because he's very old, very funny guy. I like him, but fuck, I forget her name. Mitsuki is a funny character, in my opinion. Well, Mitsuki keeps Bunkichi in line, so I'm like, eh. Their plot point is that their son used to be a teacher, but he died, so they have this little tree. That's a tree in the school, and they're like, oh, I don't want them to cut this tree. It's the only reason I remember my son. But they're like, oh yeah, I'm fine with them cutting the tree now, and that's the whole plot. It's very, very alright. Next up is Wakaba. She's basically the reason the mental discharge, or I already forgot the name. Mental shutdowns. Mental shutdowns. The research is cognitive science, which is a big thing in P5R. It got so big that it got annoying in P5R. But yeah, Wakaba, she did the research. She's the reason Futaba is there. She's the reason since she died, Futaba thought she was the reason why for the longest time. But in reality, she was she got hit by a car, I believe. Is that what happened? Or was it mental shutdown? One of the two. I know in the palace it was a car, but I'm not sure if it was actually mental shutdown. But Wakaba is an important character, similar to, what's her name? Saki. And that's why, it's alright. Next up is one of the most underrated teachers, King Moron. King Moron, Moroka. He's very funny. He's kind of a shithead. Treats you unfairly. That's why I like him. He has a personality not anyone else has. And next up, to finish off C tier, is Ryoji and Pharos. This is going back to the what's it called? The Philemon thing. He's the reason you can go to the Velvet Room and become the wild card. He's very creepy. The reason I put Ryoji over Pharos, because Pharos is creepy in a funny way. Ryoji is just a funny guy. The reason they're kind of low is because Nyx is not fun. Nyx is not a fun boss fight. Almost made me quit before finishing. Nyx is not fun. So that ends off C tier. Okay, next up we have Chihaya. Chihaya is the fortune teller in the upper shopping district in Persona 5. The reason she's so low is because she makes the game too easy. But the reason she's so high is because she makes what's it called? What's the word? It's because she makes confidants a lot easier, because you can, if she got her max right, she's like, oh, you got a confidant ready if you pay her enough money. But yeah, it's forgettable, but good. Next up is Arie. Arie is the mother of the son that doesn't really like her because, okay, Arie is basically the new stepmother of the family, and her son is very unwilling to comply to her being her mother, or their mother. But Arie is, she's it's just a very sad story, but her son eventually comes through, and she enjoys life afterwards. So I think she was okay. It's very okay. Next up, we have this Naoki, similar to Saki. He's a very gloomy kid because her sister died, or his sister died. But the only reason he's so low is because he's kind of shithead. When you first meet him, he's like, "I hate you." I'm like, all right, that's one way to start it. No, I already called about Shiroku already. So if you go at night, she becomes a hot lady. That's why I like her. She's very funny. Next up is Daidara. The reason I put him so high, he's kind of funny. Yeah, but if you give him a fish, he gives Yosuke a very broken weapon, and that's why he's so high. Next up is Mamoru. He's the track runner. The reason I put him so high, I put him there is because he keeps care of his family. It's very what's it called? Very affectionate. He cares about his family a lot, and that's why he's not. He can't really keep up with much of anything else. He has to keep care of his family. He has an emotional story, but he comes alright. He's an alright character. I liked him more than I expected. That's what I'm trying to say. Next up is Lavenza. Actually, Lavenza and Justine are kind of close. The reason I like them because Justine's very nice. He's very what's the word? Consoling. I'm like, oh, nice. You got Justine. She's like, you can do this. I'm like, cool. And then Caroline's kind of beating me down, but yeah, she's the good cop. That's why I like her. The reason Lavenza is below her is because Lavenza is both Caroline and Justine, and I do not like Caroline, so that's basically the same person in my opinion, but yeah. Next up is Maiko. I liked her a lot, actually. She gives you a broken persona, at least I think so, because you get a Sacrum. So basically put yourself at 1 health, and you heal everyone else. I think the persona she gives is nice. Very, very good. But her story is, she's actually the Hanged Man, which is very strange. Maiko is, what's the word? She's going through, her family's going through a divorce, so she's very, what's the word? Very worried about it because she thinks it's her fault, similar to Futaba. Yeah, I liked her a lot, actually. She was alright. But the only reason I don't like her is because it's very annoying to only go on Sundays. Or you can go every other day except Sundays. I believe, oh yeah, she has cram school. Next up is Haru. Very forgettable because she has almost no story. All I know about her is she likes plants, and her dad is the Burger King. She fights because she wants to make a difference. What's it called? Oh, she fights because the well-dressed man right next to her, she doesn't want to be in a forced relationship. She wants to be on her. She wants to fight her for her own hand, similar to Brave, I guess. But she's definitely one of my least favorite, or yeah, my second least favorite party member from Persona 5 because she has no story. Next up is the well-dressed man. I'll give you one reason I like him. Let's restart. Let's watch this.
Goddamn cat!
I fucking hate Morgana.
What the goddamn cat!
What that choice? Thank you, some random Skyrim guy for that. I really like that video. Anyway, next up on the list, Vulture's Man. Hitoshi. The only reason I like him is because he gives one of the best personas in the game. I guess student council president, I believe. I mean, no, she's the runner-up, I believe. He's very high on the student council. I don't really know student council, but very okay. Here's a shocker. I really like Nozomi. Nozomi, he's the Moon Arcana. He's the guy that eats and steals money and is very religious. But at the end, he realized maybe it's okay not being number one. No, I'm fine with this. I'm very. I even though I can't do everything, my life still has purpose, kinda sort of guy. But overhated, yes. But I understand the hate a lot. I understand why people don't like him. Next up is Kenji. Two really shocking ones right next to each other. First off, Cert, very good for Ragnarok. But Kenji, he goes for them grown woman. He wants a woman in his life. But he eventually realized, oh, she doesn't like me. Damn. He comes to his senses. He's like, you know what? I don't care. It's fine. She can go to another school. So I think he makes it up in the end. But that's about me. Next, Madarame. I believe he's my lowest ranked Persona 5 boss. I think it's just. I feel like he's kind of a scumbag for stealing students' art. He makes prints of art, which is kind of apparent at the end of the game, or at the end of his palace, because there's just like a ton of just the same. Or actually, why is okay? So Yusuke is very obsessed with the painting of him and his mom because he thinks it's the best artwork he's ever seen, which it's pretty good. I kind of want it in person, actually. It seems like a cool thing to have. But I wonder why it's in there. I mean, I guess since he prints it, but that's about it. It's very. I feel like you have one of the best bosses in Persona 5. It's one of the, at least story-wise, to one of the weakest in my opinion. That's the reason why he's so low, but that's about it. B tier, yeah. Next up is Mitsuku's dad. She dies partway through Persona 3 due to Ikutsuki, who also dies at the same moment. So basically, this is after you kill the Hanged Man Arcana, and you kill or you fight Jin, and as well as I always forget his name, Takaya. But yeah, he dies right then. He's the reason. Actually, he was the person that worked on the project that brought the shadows. So, I feel like the reason Mitsuru is there is to fight for that purpose. But I thought he had good character development. He, when you go to his island, he's very stern, but deep down he cares a lot. That's why I like him. Next up is Ikari. Kind of low for some people, I understand, but I feel like the reason I don't like her is because of the answer, because she's very jealous of Aigis. Aigis being close to the MC. But yeah, she's very weak, in my opinion. She has an okay arc. She's very worried about her dad dying and what her purpose is, but it's good. She's alright. Very alright, in my opinion. Next up is the gamer. I think he's fun because he's a gamer. Very funny gamer. His boss fight's okay, but he. Why is he so? I think he's just a funny little fella. He's a gamer. He's a redditor for sure. He's very oppressed. He's basically the incarnate of what's it called? He's basically the Joker 2019. He wants to have purpose in life. He wants to. Basically, he kills Mororoka to be like. He wants to be on the news. He wants to be famous. He wants to be accepted. But he fails at the end. His boss fight was very annoying in my opinion, but it's all right. The gamer. What's his real name actually? Mitsuo. His name is Mitsuo. Next up is Kaneshiro. The only reason I like him is because he's got a little bit of swagger. He's alright. But the main reason I don't like it is because his boss music, because Price goes so hard. Oh god, what a good song. That was Natsuki. I wasn't expecting to like Natsuki that much. She's kind of mean to Fuka, but at the end she comes to her sense. She's like, wow, I'm not treating Fuka right. I'm treating her like a piece of shit. But then after, she's like, Yuka or Fuka, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm fighting for you. I don't care how you treated me. I'm going to fight for you, Natsuki. I want you to know that I care. But yeah, they become friends, and then at the end, she becomes, what's the word? At the end, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be going to another school. Let's trade, numbers, and we'll always be connected. And she's the reason she awakens Fuka's persona, which I thought was nice. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to like her that much. Natsuki. Jin! He's very persistent. The reason he's the reason I like the reason so high is because I really like the characters with the forced personas. You have to take drugs to get the personas. But I thought he's very forgettable, but very strong. I like how he died. He fought for what he believed in. So I think is very commendable, in my opinion. But yeah. That's what I think about Jin. I think his final fight. Ooh, that was a very annoying one because he goes for your weaknesses. So very interesting fight, to say the least, but forgettable. That's the only reason. Next up is Marie. Marie's okay in my opinion. She's the new girl, and she's brings a lot of purpose to Persona 4 Golden. She brings a lot of purpose. What's the word? At the end, she becomes the weatherman to make sure the fog never comes back. She's actually the other eye to Amino Sagiri. She doesn't want to believe that, but she is, and she comes to terms with it. She has a lot of character. She realizes her purpose. But yeah, I liked Marie. She wasn't a party member. We'll get to that later. But I think what they did with her was very good, in my opinion. Next up, Bukichi. I think he's a funny fella. He's very funny. I think his story is great. It's just, he keeps getting held back by his wife. That's about it. Shido. Very, very fun fight. The main reason for what's his name? What's the guy's name? Yoshida. It's the reason for Yoshida being there. He's the reason behind Akachi and why he does what he does. I think Shido's a good boss, but definitely not a good final boss. And that's why he isn't the final boss. That's why the people are the final boss. That's why Igor is the final boss in that game. Next up is Makoto. I think she's alright. The reason I don't like her that much is because she's very cocky. Or very, I guess that's the word. It's very, she's a student council character. If you can't tell, I really don't like student council characters. But she's kind of the teacher's pet. But she's kind of funny at the same time. Here we go. The start of the bad Persona 4 characters, in my opinion. Surprisingly, top of B tier. But Yukiko runs the Maki in. Yukiko is a very interesting character because she's very forgotten. She feels like she has no purpose. She just wants a hot stud. She wants people to care about her, but she doesn't know how. That's what I'm trying to say. Or I could just be entirely wrong. I've been rambling on for roughly an hour now. She really enjoys Yukiko's Chihia's presence. What else? Yukiko is very forgettable in my opinion, but that's the only problem with her. It's very strong. She's the magic type, or fire magic. Good healer, but you kind of throw her away once you get Teddy. So, that's the only problem with her. Nice Reese, annoying Ubu-ass Navi. Not much to say. It's very annoying but she's very strong. She has a good purpose to the story. She doesn't want to be seen as Rosette, more as her own person. That's why she goes back to Inaba. But I feel like her purpose is blocked out because people see her as Rosette and not Rize herself. Finally down off beats here for Yuchi. I feel like he's very... he makes the game really easy, especially from Mementos. You just kind of ride through it. You get all your gold from Josie, and then you just come back with like 500k. It's that easy. But Ryuichi has a good character. He's kind of a bro character, similar to Kanji as well as to Akihiko. But I feel like his character development isn't as good as theirs. That's why he tops out there. Yoshida, no good Toro. Very strong, persistent character. Very forgotten because what's the first person you think of when you see Persona 5? You don't think of Shido. Or Yoshida. No good Toro. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Very blocked out by his political affiliations. That's the only reason I like him is because he did one bad thing in the past, but he can't repent for... But the society won't let him repent for what he's done. But he fights against that, and he realizes his purpose. His final power, it's okay in Mementos if you're trying to get stuff, but usually it doesn't work from what I've experienced. But yeah, Yoshida, very good, very forgotten though, very looked down upon. Sainijima, very strong, important character. She's Makoto's sister. She takes care of Makoto because their parents, I believe, died. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I played P5. Sainijima, I feel like I don't like her that much just because, well, she saves you at the end of P5 from Akechi. But the whole time she's like, the numbers, Mason, what do they mean? But you're kind of unconscious, but that's her only real purpose. She helps you solve the case and makes you free. She frees you up from the charges from Shido. I think she's strong, but yeah, very okay. But I do like her character arc. Next up is Yosuke. I used to hate Yosuke. I don't know why, but I realize he's a very bro character, similar to Kanji, but not as much. Very Kenji-like. Similar to Junpei. He's a Junpei character. It's kind of the nerdy, or the very horny guy, to say the least. But I feel like his character arc he's treated down upon in Inaba because he opened up Junes, or his father opened up Junes, and he's ruining the economy for the small town businesses. That's the only reason he's looked down. The main reason is he joins because of Saki. But he realizes that, I'm sorry. But yeah, Yosuke, very persistent character throughout the series. He's always good, but never great, in my opinion. That's why he goes tonight. Next up is Metis. Turns out she's just Aigis, but her true form, or her other half, kind of like Shadow. Similar to Persona 4, I guess. I think I don't like her that much just because she's so, she tries to kill your friends. She lies to Aigis, but in the end, they get to their goal. So, so I think she's alright. Femc and MC, very okay characters. They both sacrifice themselves at the end for the greater good. But the reason I like Femc better is because she sells photos of Mitsuru to people instead of asking out Igus. Hifumi, overrated in my opinion. She has a cool design. She's a good character. She's very cocky when it comes to what she likes, but she realizes she's never gonna be the best, but she's gonna try her hardest. Well, she wants to be the best, but she's gonna try her hardest to get there. I thought she was nice. I liked her presence a lot. Elizabeth, only reason I don't like her much is Margaret, because you have to do the quest to get good persona. But very strong character. I like her personality when you do her social link, but that's about it. Margaret? Yeah, Margaret. Persona 4 Compendium Girl. She's the other half to Marie. So there's like a kind of like Justine and Caroline. She's like the good half, and what's the word? Marie is very against the world, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I do like her presence in the story. She does bring you to the Velvet, or she does bring your party to the Velvet Room to dance, so she started off that trend. I mean, I guess, yeah. But yeah, she's a very fun character. She's, I don't know why I like her that much, but I do. Speaking of, Margaret and Elizabeth right next to each other. Boom and boom. Okay, I thought that was nice. I'm sorry. Speaking of, that Christmas art is really good. Also, Merry Christmas if you're watching this on Christmas. It's around that time. Teddy. Teddy is a cool character. Very cool character. I like him a lot. He's basically the other half of he's like the shadow of you, sorta. Shows good development. Becomes one of the strongest healers. He finds his purpose in the shadow world, which I think is very admirable. But yeah, Teddy is definitely not the worst. I like him a lot, genuinely, but he tries to score for those hot studs a little bit too much, in my opinion. Next up is you. You, strong guy, specialist, very Chad. I like him. Tai, very, what's the word? It's very, she's a goth girl. Like, she's like the girl. You know what I mean. I liked her passion. She saves this child even though what she does is wrong, but she does the right thing, and that's why I like her. Futaba, very alright. I feel like your story is alright. The reason she's actually Alibaba. She's the reason she contacted the Phantom Thieves to change her heart, because she still thought she was the wrongdoing to Wakaba, her mother. But in the end, she finds out that... God, I have something in my eye. Ugh. Very strong character. She has a good purpose. She has a good motive. It's just, I feel like... It's very nerdy. She's very... What's the word? She's far away from reality because she can't really do anything about that. Next up is Tanaka. Very amazing commodities. I liked his purpose in Persona 3. He finds out that with the right woman, he's very cocky, very arrogant. He has too much money, but he came from rags to riches, which I find admirable. In the end, he gets a girl that shows him the right way to life. But yeah, that's my opinion. I think Tanaka is a great character. I like how they brought him back in every game as well. I feel like he's very important. Junpei, very bro. Such a bro character, honestly. I feel like the reason I like him so much is because of the Chidori arc and how much he cared about her. He shows passion, is what I'm trying to say. Kuromaru, look at the little pupper. Look at him go. Okay, that wraps up A tier. How can you hate Kuromaru? I'm sorry. Igor, I love his personality in every game. He's very what's the word? Ooh, Jazz Club. Ooh. I love the Jazz Club in Persona 5. But Igor, he's a very strong character. He shows a lot of passion for what he does. I like his funny voice as well, to say the least. I liked him a lot better than the Persona 5 one, obviously, but it isn't a Persona game without him. His funny voice. Next up is Okumura, Haru's father, the Burger King. I feel like his purpose was wrong. I feel like the reason he was caught is very strong. But the main reason I like him is because when they went to Disney World, the Persona version of Disney World, he actually gets mental shutdown in front of the people. He's the reason people don't like the Phantom Thieves past that point because they think they killed him. But very strong character. I keep on saying that about everyone. Very nice boss fight. It shows how he uses his employees, which I find strong. Yeah, I feel like a good boss, genuinely. That's why he's up so high. Get smoked. God, what a good character. Brings a new purpose to using the gun in combat. God, what a good character. I really like Shinya. He has a funny hat. He's very good at video games. He realized he thinks he's very arrogant. He's very cocky. He thinks he's gonna be the best, but then he fights this one guy. He's like, he realizes I'm no good. He steals kids' money, but then we confront him about that, and he realizes his wrongdoings, and he realizes how to fight or how to become a better human being. That's why I like him, even at such a young age. Nanako. What a Justice Arcana. Ooh, what a good character. Gives you Metatron. Nanako. Very strong. I don't want to say that about everyone. She's very strong though. She fights death head on. You love to see it. I'm sorry. Her purpose in the story. When I first played, I hated her because of her Juness thing. But in reality, due to her father being away all the time, she has to do what she has to do. She's very responsible, and just to see Dojima fight for her shows a lot about what she does. I thought her Heaven story was good. That's why I like her. Chidori, another Force Persona user, alongside Jin. I thought her story was very good. She realizes her wrongdoings due to Junpei, and she fights for the right thing at the end. But inevitably, she sacrifices her life for Junpei, which I thought was very strong. I said it again. Very passionate was what I'm trying to say. I think she's a great character. Next up is Takaya, the leader of the Force Persona users. I thought he was a very good villain, genuinely. He tries to fight for what's it called? The reason he fights them is for the Dark Hour, so Next can come and bring the end to the world, because he's basically kind of like the Antichrist, kind of, which I find admirable. He fights what he thinks right. He leads others to the goal he believes in, and he's shows a lot of personality through that. Another reason I like him is because of his persona he has. What a cool design! Oh my god, a hanged man. Oh, what he saves it up for so long. It's very. I like what they did with him. He's definitely one of my favorite villains of any game. He's very good character. Next up is Akutsuki. I used to think they were the same guy. Honestly, I could see it. But Akutsuki, he also is technically on the side of Takaya, which makes you wonder his place in the story. My god. Akutsuki, the reason I like him a little bit more is because he tricks his the SES crew into fighting for what he believes is right, which is to bring Nyx and bring that into the world. I was really surprised when I saw them both in the same room, so very strange. The reason I like him more is because he tells dad jokes. If you look at him, he's very admirable in my opinion. How long have I been talking? I've been talking for an hour now. Ooh, my voice is coarse now. What time is it? It's currently 12 p.m. I have work in an hour and a half. Okay. Naoto. What a good song to switch to. Persona Q. It makes sense. It's fine. Whew. Naoto is a she has a personality or she can't find her true purpose because she wants to be a detective, but she is treated wrong because she is a female. But she soon realizes that she can fight. I can't say it. Oh God. Oh, I need some water. Be 1 second actually. But yeah, Naoto. Very strong. She fights for the reason she believes. She wants to find an end to the mystery. She wants to be just like her father, which is very admirable. Next up, but yeah, she used to be one of my favorites, but in the end, it's very charming. But I do like her position in the story. I also like how she makes Kenji or Kanji very uncomfortable as well. Cause he's very we'll get to him later. Yusuke, I like him because of his personality. He's very distanced, is what I'm trying to say. Ah, there we go. I feel like his passion for art goes a long way. About his favorite art piece is actually him, alongside his mother that he never got to meet. That's why he went to what's his name? God, I forget his name. Where is he on the tier list? I can look him up real quick. Namatame? Yeah, I think so. No, I'm wrong. Okay, me 1 second. I put him after Kenji. Madarame. Namatame Madarame. I was close. That's why he goes to Madarame for guidance, but in the end, he's actually being used. And he finds his true passion. He finds, excuse me a second. Yusuke art. New tab. And yeah, he finds his purpose, mementos, but then he realizes that that's new. Then fights for God, my dog. There we go. New tab. When he first sees when he first draws his inner machinations, he draws mementos and what he's very passionate about. But at the end of the day, his art was rejected because they couldn't see what he realized. But this piece of art was to show his awakening, which I thought was very charming. I like his character a lot. So that way he goes up there. Next up is Kawakami, very good teacher. I like how she's trying to fight for this kid that never got to she works a lot just because this kid that I believe died, I believe he died, and then his parents keep on asking her for money for what's it called? Or he was in a major accident or something. But his parents still get money off her because no, she was supposed to tutor him that one night, but then he got into a car crash and died, and they still blame her for it. I think she's a very caring character, I guess. She shows a lot of passion for what she does. She goes to the lowest points of her life to do what she has to do, but in the end she can't do everything, and she has to realize when she's getting treated unfairly. Next up is the gamer teacher. Where is she? Ooh, I have to scroll a little bit down. Isako, the teacher, the gamer teacher. I like her because of her mannerisms online. She seems completely different than what she seems like in person. I enjoy her reaction to realizing it was you in the game that was talking to her. She was gonna ask him out at one point, but then she realized that she wasn't going to be the right pick for yourself. I think she's very funny. I enjoyed her social link a lot more than I expected. Honestly, these both the teachers are kind of a tie in my opinion, but I feel like I like Isuka better, but Kawakami has a better purpose. Fuka, she's treated harshly in life, and being a part of SES brings purpose to her. Also, like when she says lemons, it's very funny when she says lemons. So that's what I've got to say. I really enjoyed Chihiro's change in personality from in comparison to when she first started. She was so concealed. She was so afraid. But when she gets closer to the MC, she realizes she can, but she cares a little bit too much about him. She fights. she wants to be cared about, but she's too nervous about it. But she breaks out of her shell at the end, which I like a lot. I think she's very introverted and become extroverted at the end, and then when we see her in Persona 4, she's actually the student council president at the time, so gotta commend her for that. Next up, my favorite girl, Chihaya. She has a very rough exterior. She's a very fighter. She fights for what she thinks is right. When she sees someone's getting bullied, she wants to fight to protect her. When she gets treated like a girl, she still fights. I find that very, what's the word? Very right, I guess. It's very, but when you get to her max rank, when you go to Valentine's Day, God, she has such a warm heart. Oh my God. The only thing she can think about is you. And she shows a lot of passion for you, even though she has a rough exterior. It's kind of like a, what's it called? It's kind of like a geode. It's like a rough rock on the outside, but inside it's like a beautiful crystal, and that's why I like her so much. Maruki. Maruki is a very important character. She brings light to Sumire. She's the reason Sumire got over the death of Sumire, and his plan is to make sure everything goes right because of what was wronged. She tries to help this girl get through dementia, but whenever he changed that, she never realized it was actually him, and she thought he was a total stranger. But he wants to fight so everyone gets their wish, but in reality, maybe the wish isn't right in the long run. Or at least that's what the main character figures out. Next up is Aigis. Aigis surprisingly has a lot of story. She was originally created by Mitsuru's father to fight against the shadows to bring the end of time. But she realized her purpose is to not just be a robot, but she finds passion. She eventually finds the meaning to life. She found out how to care about someone, which is insane especially for a robot. But I feel like what they did with her was extremely well coordinated and well made, so that's why I like her. Next up is Kamoshida, definitely one of the strongest bosses, the greatest first boss of any game I've ever played. He's basically a manipulative pedophile, which is a major stepping stone in comparison to other games. It shows what's wrong immediately, how he treats students and how he treats children. I feel like he's a good first start to a very good game. Kamoshida is definitely the best, probably the best boss yeah, he is best boss in Persona 5 in my opinion, because it's a strong start, but it then goes away. That's why I didn't really like the game that much, but very strong start. I really liked the start of the game. He's gonna threaten you. What's his name? I already forgot his name. You Mishima and Ryuji. He says you're gonna get expelled, but you then fight up the courage to fight him, and then he confesses his truth to the people, which I think shows a lot of what the power of the Phantom Thieves could do. Oh God, my throat. Ooh, what a good song. We're about to get to him. Next up is Akinari. I was not expecting to love this social link so much. I first played Persona 4 and I was going through Kanji's social link. I was like, pink alligator. What's that supposed to mean? I then realized it. So basically, Akinari is a dying kid. He has a rare sickness and he's going to die. But on his way to you, you meet him on Sundays. So every Sunday, you get to talk to him. He tells you that he wants to show purpose in life. He wants to make a good final note before he dies. So he's like, maybe I should write a children's book. He writes a children's book. But since he's a depressed man that can't get over his death in life, Akinari writes a very sad ending. He eats his best friend, and then he cries there in sorrow and has to live with that pain for the rest of his life. But then, after getting through the social link, you realize the pink alligator cried so much it made a basin for others to thrive in. It's supposed to show that even after death, you still have an impact on the world, and I found that amazing. It was a great analogy. So that's why he's so high. Next up is Shinji. What a good character. I'm so sad he got killed by Takaya. He brings purpose. He was one of the first three force personas, that being Jin. What's her name? Chihiro? No. Oh, God. I forgot her name already. I call her. Oh, wait, I'm thinking about this girl. Mitsuru also has red hair. Chidori. Chidori, Jin, and Shinjiro were all recruited by Takaya to fight for the end. But then Shinjiro realizes, I'm not fighting for the right thing. I need to get with others to help fight against this. He then finds the SES. He's one of the first members, that being Akihiko and Mitsuru. And then, through his power, he eventually kills Ken's mother by accident, and he has to live with that. When he eventually joins, or when Ken eventually joins SES, he joins back because he has to do what is morally correct, and that's to he realized that Ken's going to try to kill him for revenge, but in doing so, he confronts him. He tries to talk to him about it. He's like, if you're gonna kill me, go ahead. You're gonna have to live with that with the rest of like I have to, that I had to with your mom. But then Takaya shows up. He's like, oh, of course you're gonna kill Shinjiro, but then you realize you're gonna plan to kill yourself at the end of, as well as Ken. And that caught me off so off guard. I was like, what? This fifth grader's gonna kill himself? Oh my god. But then in the end, Shinjiro takes both bullets and then dies. It brings an awakening to Akihiko and the whole party as well. Which is why I love him so much. He's basically the pink alligator. He shows even after death, you can still have a purpose. And what a cool character. Next one is Dojima. Dojima is a struggling father that cares about his daughter so much, but can't because of his job and what he has to do. He cares about her so much that he fights starting to realize that Persona 3 is a way better game than Persona 4, but I still like Persona 4 better, but it's so warming. Whenever he's in the hospital after trying to save Nanako from the Heaven World, from Namatame. Where is Namatame? Did I just skip Namatame? Holy shit, I skipped Namatame! Oh no! Okay. I skipped. I just saw Funny Junpei. I was like, oh, Funny Junpei. Oh no! We'll get to him after this. Okay. So basically, Dojima, after fighting, or he eventually gets in a car crash and saves his daughter, or the team saves his daughter, and tries to find an end to the case. So basically, in the hospital, we find out that Nanako has the disease due to the Shadow World, and then eventually Nanako dies, and you just see that just bring pain to Dojima. It shows a lot of character. Then when eventually Teddy sacrifices himself and goes back to the Shadow World. It shows. I just love that one moment of pain that Dojima went through and realized his mistake in life. So I'm glad they showed that. Ken, I was expecting like him. Ken, again, like I said about Sanjuro. Actually, what am I doing? I have to go back to Namatame. Okay, so Namatame, I like him a lot. Okay, I'm sorry. Namatame is one of the three people Izanagi touched to get power to the Shadow World. But when you so basically they see Yukiko on the screen and they're like, oh, we have to save her. So they save her, and because the reason she's in is because so he brought him in because he saw Yukiko on TV. But they put him, so basically, since she was on the news, Namatame was like, I have to save this person. So he brings the TV and brings, actually, he does that to, the fuck? Okay. I'm sorry. Namatame has a lot of story, I'm sorry. Namatame, he finds Saki. That's it. Saki. He saw that Saki was on TV, and he put him in the screen. He's, oh, I'm gonna save this person, but doesn't realize that it didn't really help. So he brought TV, stole Saki, put her in the Shadow World. She eventually dies. He's like, oh no. He then does it again with Yukiko, but then the team get her. It's like, oh, what I'm doing is right. So every person he sees on TV, he grabs and puts in the Shadow World. He's doing what he thinks is right, but in the long run, he's doing exactly what Izanagi wants. So the reason I put Namatame up there is because he fights what he thinks is right, but is inevitably pushed in the wrong light at the end. And that's why I like him so much. Okay. Oh god, I'm almost out of breath. Okay. Next up is Ken. Okay. So basically Ken is an orphan. Well, yeah, he is, because so he eventually tries to catch up with he wants revenge for what Shinjiro did, so he eventually joins Cease. He lives in the Iwatodai dorms for a little while, but never fully joins because he needs a place to live. But when he eventually joins, Shinjiro is like, I need to get in, and I have to do what's right. So Ken inevitably fights what he thinks is right, and that's to kill Shinjiro for revenge. and he was planning to kill himself. I'm like, wow, what a character arc. But after death, he realized he meets up with Akihiko, who already found his the reasoning. And with that, he realizes that his life can still have purpose, even though a lot of bad stuff has happened. Maybe death isn't always the answer. Maybe revenge isn't what's right, and that opens up his true persona, which I find very admirable. So that's why he's up here. Iwai is the gun shop owner in Persona 5. This is Ty's name. I know we heard Layer Cake earlier. But Iwai, he does shady business. Okay, so basically, growing up, he was part of the Yakuza, and he gave guns to the people. But the reason is he used to be part of Yakuza. He then left, but they still want him, so he gives supplies to the Yakuza. The reason he does that is because of his son. His son cares about him immensely, but he feels like he has to do that to show what is right. He shows he's a father figure. He realizes what he has to do is right. But eventually he ties off all the ties with the Yakuza and then spends more time with his son, similar to Dojima. Which I find him like another dad character. He's basically the Dojima of Persona 5. Speaking of dad characters, Sojiro. So the reason I love him so much is because of the bad ending of Persona 5R. So Sojiro takes in Joker because he's gonna get paid for it. He's like, oh, I need the money for inevitably for who's what Futaba to make sure she's all right. But he eventually comes to terms with them, and he learns that he's actually a good person. He's wrongly accused. But Sojiro. And the bad ending of Persona 5, when you comply with Maruki, he realizes his true wish was that Joker were to live with him forever. And I was like, damn, it shows a lot of character development from I want you for your money to I want you because you're a nice guy, which shows him becoming like a father, and I found that very admirable, so that's why he's up here. Akihiko, friend of Shinjiro. Similar reason to Ken, he's very mourned by Shinjiro's death. He realizes life has to go on, and his passion changed. He fought for Cease for what's it called? He fought for Cease to do what the right thing is, and that's for to fight for what Shinjiro was fighting for. And I found out recently after Shinjiro dies and you have Akihiko in your party, he actually says, after you win a battle, he sometimes says, you see that Shinji because he's still a part of him, and he will always be. So that's why he's up here. Akechi! Whew, Akechi. Okay. Top 2, or we'll see. Akechi. Akechi is Shido's father who was forgotten and was used by him so that he can get a political win. So he can win in the political election. He wasn't realizing he was being used. Okay. He did the mental shutdowns because... Oh god, I'm sorry. He did the mental shutdowns to to make his father proud of him for once, but in the end, he was just gonna be thrown away like everybody else. But I feel like this is he wants to be a detective to stop the family, or he's a detective prince. I'm sorry, I just got a Tetris effect happening right now. I was playing a lot of Tetris last night, I'm sorry. Akechi shows a lot of passion. Because he wants to make his father proud of him for once, but he's going to be thrown away. He truly shows this, that he wants to fight for what's right, that he eventually gives up his life in pursuit of not having the right world. He doesn't want the perfect world, he wants the right world, and I feel like that shows a lot. Then at the top of this list we have Kanji. Kanji is similar to Chihaya. He has a very rough exterior, but deep down inside he's a very passionate person. He fights because his mother cannot sleep at night due to the loud noise. So he's just a brute because he drops out of school because he has to take care of his mother. He's very insecure about his hobbies because it's shown that he does arts and crafts, but people might seem that as very feminine. So he's very, that's actually his purpose behind the Shadow World, is that his true self is scared of him being gay. Which, it was 2008, so, but this is all proven by Naoto. Him seeing Naoto, he's like, oh, is that a guy? Does he want to date me? And he's very thrown off by that. But in the end, speaking of Akinari, he finds out his true passion is to help people. He doesn't care what people think. And then he eventually goes back to school. Well, he goes back to school after fighting. After getting out of the Shadow World. But Kanji shows a lot of character. He's like the Geo kind of. Rough exterior, but warm, or very colorful inside. If you got this far, thank you. But if you also got this far, I'm pretty sure you're realizing that we're missing a couple people, very important people. And here we go. So we have, what I believe, the worst character in the franchise, and the best character in the franchise. We're getting to the good part. Let me place him right now. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate comments for this, but I believe Dachi is the best villain of any media, and that Kasumi is the worst character they've developed. The thing with Kasumi is what I hate what they did with her. So they treat her like such a big deal the whole time. They're like, oh, Kasumi. Kasumi is the new girl. She's like, ooh, I'm into gymnastics. I'm so big. I'm so huge. But she finds out that you're part of the Phantom Thieves. And she's like, oh, I want. She's like, we invite her, but she's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of it. So we eventually do get her through at the end of the story. But the thing is, it's revealed that she's part of the story because of Maruki. Maruki, well, Kasumi technically is Sumire. Kasumi is her dad's sister, and then Maruki made her dreams real. But my biggest problem with her is that, besides that, they should not have made her a party member. they make her seem like such a big deal the whole time, but in the end, she has no matter in the situation. It's very sad because they shouldn't have made her just a party member. They just should have pulled a Marie, in my opinion. She's not good. I feel like she has no purpose in the story. Her only purpose is to show that Maruku made someone's dream real. That's about it. What a waste. They could have just made her a random bystander. Like, I genuinely think Hanako shows more character than her. Her only character traits are, hey, I like food and I like gymnastics. That's about it. It's really sad, like, genuinely. I just don't like her. It's so bad. Anyway. Best character in the franchise, Adachi. Adachi! Oh my god.
Adachi! Adachi!
God, Adachi, man. Oh my god. What a... So you first meet him through the game in Persona 4. We first see him, we're in the Mayumi Yamano case. Or, what was her name? Yeah, Mayumi Yamano. She recently died. You see her hanging from a telephone pole. And his first appearance is him being the side detective to Dojima. No, I should probably turn the music on. We first see Adachi throwing up to what he sees. I guessing realizing what he's done at first, but then he realizes it's right in his mind for fighting back for what has happened to him, how unfairly he got treated in life. The reason I think he's the best villain of any media is because he's so undercover. He's the last person you'd think. He's the witty side detective that can't handle his own job. But in reality, he is a mastermind in fighting. He's a mastermind in ruining what has happened in his life. So whenever Yu eventually comes into town, he realizes he's being popular. He's popular. He's friends with everyone, and he's solving the murder mystery case. And Adachi does not treat this well. So whenever they do meet up, Adachi's like, "How do you get everything in life when I fought for everything and still get nothing?" So basically, Adachi, his whole life, he couldn't have friends because he was too focused with school. And then after school, he didn't even go to the big town he wanted. He wanted to be a big detective because he wanted his parents to be proud of him. But in the end, he goes to Inaba and he's the side detective, and he gets treated poorly. He gets treated like trash. So he then fights to be a big character. I feel like Adachi gets treated so well, or he gets so treated unfairly that I feel for him. He's just the best. There's not much else to say. I don't know how it gets better. I just want to say Akechi is the closest thing I got in Persona 5 to Adachi. He's the only reason I liked Persona 5, and that's why I liked Ikutsuki in Persona 3. I'm sure I'm gonna like the hidden villain, if there is one, in Persona 2 as well. But Adachi showed me my favorite. He makes me shows the true meaning behind it. I just love what they did with him. I don't know how they can top him. That's what I'm trying to say. Besides that, that has to be my tier list. I know people are going to disagree with me. I do not care. Well, that's enough of me rambling for 2 hours. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching.